confident. That's what we like.
Well,
And
it's
dessert. What about desserts? Do you like?
Never cooked a dessert in my life.
Great.
Always the way.
It's always the way, especially with the
people don't
men.
do puds.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of effort. It's what I can't bear is the kind of the idea of reducing things by half and all that. That seems terribly complicated.
Yeah.
Is that involved in desserts? I have no idea.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think desserts are an exact science, and always when people come on, because the thing is, particularly think blokes, then savoury dishes, it's a bit of that and a bit of that,
Yeah.
and you can adjust it. Whereas there's far more science involved in a pud, so if you get it wrong, it ain't going to work.
Okay.
As we've found a few times. So we're going to make
Good. Well, thanks for that confidence. That's
yeah, exactly.
really
Yeah. We're going to do a very sort of tongue-in-cheek Yule log. So what we've got here, we've got some eggs and sugar that we've whipped over some slightly simmering water, so you start to cook the egg slightly, and you get loads of volume. So you've got that massive, massive volume of the eggs and sugar. Then, in front of you, Steve, we've got some flour and some cocoa powder. Just sift those into there and give it a bit of a stir. So with the sieve.
Is that a stir or a fold?
Well, it's going to be a fold, I think.
Right.
And
okay.
sift all of this?
Yeah, all of it and all of the flour. It can go in at the same time. And just.
What hand should I...
I don't know. You left-handed, right-handed, right-handed.
Wish I seemed so arrogant about cooking.
Yeah, it's all going to come back now.
So I can
isn't it?
just put that in and then just sift it.
What
Oh no, is that wrong?
No, that's good.
Is that okay?
It's fine. I know
Is that
what's
all right?
But I like the attention to detail.
Am I doing all right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I need to sort of hear words of encouragement.
No, it's good. Stephen, you're doing a
Excellent.
fantastic job. That's really, really
And also,
good.
I'm a handsome man.
Well done. That's good.
So I'm a handsome man as well.
And you're really,
And you're a really handsome
Well
man.
dressed and everything, and look good in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, great. You're the best guest we've ever
See,
had in the
actors.
kitchen, Stephen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actors and writers.
Yeah.
Self-esteem.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Now, just fold it through with that metal spoon. It's that kind of
Yeah.
gentle action to kind of get it all together because...
Like this?
Yeah. Because we've got... And get right down to the bottom so you start to mix the dry with the wet. Because we put all of that air into the eggs and the sugar, you don't want to kind of beat that out of it.
Right.
What pud are we having for at the wedding next week, Hamo?
We're having dark chocolate and pistachio mousse with compote of red berries or cheese board.
Nice.
Yeah. Had to have chocolate in it. Dark
Yeah,
chocolate
that's
for me.
nice.
And
That's good.
yeah.
It's-
We
it's-
talked about souffle, but you can't do souffle for 100, really, can you?
You just can't.
Dangerous.
Be a disaster. I couldn't do it for 2 when we did it on the show. So it's going to be a nightmare. That's beautiful. That action
Yeah,
is perfect.
like that action.
OK, now, what we do next is just tip all of that onto there, our greased line tin. So we're making a Swiss roll, in effect, to start with.
So it's just tipping it all on there.
Yeah,
Is that good?
it is. It's really good. That's the best tipping of...
Is that the best tipping of anything you've ever seen?
Of an egg and cocoa mix that I
Well
think
done.
we've ever had on the show.
So this doesn't need to be a log shape at this point. We're going to roll
No.
it into a log shape.
Exactly, yeah. This is a blanket shape to roll into a log.
I'm sure I did this back in nursery school, you know. Made you a log. I have a vague recollection of rolling.
It is
something
weird
into
because
a-
I think everybody sort of seems to remember it. And yet, if you tell somebody making a Swiss roll, everyone gets really panicky. But if you make a Yule log, it goes, oh, we always make Yule log in our house. Always do it. And then just flatten that out. You see, the nice thing, when you whisk eggs and sugar over water, so you get that lovely kind of, it's like a fudgy, fluffy kind of mix.
Yeah.
It's far nicer to just do it ordinarily. So you can practice that at home.
No, I will do. I'll
like
get
that
straight
a lot.
back to that now.
Yeah, it is. It'll make a difference to your whole cooking.
I bet it will.
It'll revolutionise it. Really
Now, I
will.
notice you've put your thumb in it as you lift it up.
Yeah.
Is that part of the technique?
It's quite important, only for a Yule log. A Swiss roll, you'd
Okay,
never
you'd
do
never do
that.
that, sure, yeah.
Yule log, it's very, very important. So that goes in, and we cook that for about 15 minutes. Now, before we have the loggy bit, we need to make the filling, the icing for it. So, we've melted some chocolate over some barely simmering water.
Just normal chocolate. Not
Normal chocolate, well, 70% cocoa solid, so it's good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And then we've got some icing sugar, loads of icing sugar, and a little bit of milk. So, next job, tip all of that into there, but do watch your black clothes, so you're going to get...
Tip all of that into there, no
there.
sieving.
No sieving, no, don't need to sieve at all.
All
You can
of
if you
that,
want,
that's a
if you
lot.
wanted to be particularly efficient with it, but you don't have to.
You watch his clothes are handmade, you know. This.
I know.
Thank you very much.
Difficult, yeah.
Exactly. It shows.
But you also do audio books, don't you? Because
Yes.
When did this all
well, I
kick
know
off?
you've had Carl Pilkington, our
Yeah,
friend, on there
yeah.
before, who Ricky and I like to affectionately refer to as one of the stupidest men in England, if not the world. A man, of course, who once
Just start staring at thing.
once said the sentence, "What are those things in the film Gremlins called?" So, yeah, we've done these kind of podcasts and these audiobooks
Yeah,
that people
that's
can
right, yeah.
download. And we've just started a new series in which we get him to talk about some of the big subjects. So we've just recorded one about medicine, getting Carl's views
I think
on,
Ricky
on
mentioned
the history
this.
of medicine. And it's actually, I think, quite educational as well as...
So there's no science to it at all. It's just his.
Well, no, I
take
mean,
on
Ricky and I
life.
have done some research. And then, Carl just talks about the usual nonsense. Some kind of... He was talking about if only they could invent a machine which would allow doctors to feel what you're feeling when you go. So you say, I've got pain in my neck. He goes, I'll switch on the machine. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
That's a great idea. What are you talking about?
Well, it is a great idea, except it's completely impossible, which doesn't seem to bother Carl. But
Well,
yeah.
he's like a child, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, the questions that he asks are really sort of childlike.
Well, at times they're kind of almost profound because he doesn't sort of filter them through any form of sort of intellectual process. So he just you know, the first thing that comes into his head. But no, he's a delightful man.
And it is that sort of perfect fall for you and Ricky, though, isn't it? Because he sort of sits in the middle. The two of you actually take the mickey out of him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know...
yeah, he comes out of it actually very well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Ricky will, I mean, as I'm sure he said, will phone him up, you know, every day on the hour just to find out what he's doing, what's he thinking at that moment, because he's constantly fascinating. And as you say, it's because he sort of looks at the world in a different way. Is this looking good?
That's good. OK, so we beat that, and then we end up with it kind of looking like this after a while. And just let it cool a little bit so it's fudgy. Now, what happens with the Swiss rolly part, with the Yule log bit, when it comes out, roll it up while it's still warm, and then...
Now, how do you roll it up?
What you do is, because it's on the greaseproof already, just roll it, and don't worry if it cracks or anything at all, because the heat will then basically repair itself. It's almost like cutting a worm in half. It will do that.
That's a myth. That's a myth.
What?
It doesn't make two baby worms. It just dies.
Good. Well, thanks very much.
But it's a myth. Absolutely, the head can last for a little while, but then it'll die.
You're joking.
I'm absolutely...
All these years of trying to increase the worm population as a child, and now I'm telling me that
I'm sorry, I believed it too, but it's not.
Well, you roll up the Swiss roll, not in a kind of worm kind of way, and it will just replace it because of the warmth. Then what we've done, a third of this, we've actually spread over the top of this already. Now, we're going to make an attractive and not at all kind of slightly cheesy little branch on this. So we cut across like that, and then, Steve, we just need a little bit of...
This is either you and your element.
On there, it's funny. And that sits in there like that. Then what we do is to cover...
Sorry to ask one question as well, just because if I was watching at home, I'd be annoyed.
Yeah.
How long was this cooked for?
About 18 minutes.
About 18 minutes?
Yeah.
Quite specific.
Yeah,
okay.
about.
Did you give
It's all on the website.
That's all on the website.
It's all on the
is.
website.
And then cover that now. You can start kind of spreading that over. Now, the only thing that we haven't done, what's quite a good thing to do with this, is to cover it with apricot jam that's just let down with a little bit of water beforehand, and it will help the covering it make it a little bit easier.
So just
cover
make it sticky again.
Yeah, but also kind of put it into the fridge, and you've got a smoother layer then. See, at the moment, you can see already what's happening with Steve is that the crumbs start to act against it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to help on this as well, Amanda?
I could, yeah.
We're kind of rapidly running out of time. Sorry, mate. I'll cover a bit of that as well. And what you've got to do is you've got to work fairly quickly because it starts to stiffen up quite quickly. It's quite fun, though, isn't it? You know, this is what you can do this afternoon. Everyone's going to
I'm going to be practicing this.
I think the branch is going to fall off. However, it doesn't seem to be stuck on.
You have little faith, Hamilton.
True.
There we go.
I
Look.
should have more faith. Shouldn't I?
It's like, you see, in my former life as a plasterer, then this would be always kind of what you do.
It's quite good fun, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
One for the family.
Lovely. There we go. This is the one that everyone's going to do. And we'll just have a bit on there. Now, of course, it doesn't look like wood at the moment, does it, everyone? No. It just looks like it's got some brown sludge on top of it. So there's a very, very simple way that we turn this into looking like wood. And it's your common or garden fork. Of
course it is.
Magic.
Yeah.
And all we do with it is you run your fork through it. Look. And it... Hey?
There you
See
go.
It's brilliant.
Master. You're a master, Simon.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
Are you enjoying it? Enjoying this?
I am enjoying it,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. I mean, if I need to make something for perhaps, you know, sort of a Christmas fair at a community centre, then this is straight what I'm going to go straight to the website. You know, or donate something to a Christmas bring and buy sale.
Exactly.
This is going to be the
That's
item.
perfect.
You could sell this one now on eBay for a good few quid, I think.
Oh, if we put our initials in it, this is going to go for upwards of £14.
I think we get towards 16, right?
Yeah.
So we've got our
It just looks
woodies.
like a
and of
chocolate
course,
submarine.
we can't have it without some quality decorations.
goodness.
Look,
These aren't the edible ones.
there's
so-
Santa. There's a Christmas tree. Where's the snow, though, Amanda?
Oh, where's
Can't
the
have a
snow?
log without some
Bring
snow.
some snow.
So, ching, 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 ching. Aren't you sorry you didn't get to make this one?
Yeah,
Tim?
really
this
am.
is-
I do like this
Come
sort
on,
of thing.
your girls
honestly.
would love it.
It's like the generation goes. It's I like it.
Yeah, right, should we have a little cut of
Right,
this?
come on, all your hard work.
Hi, Joe. You're
Hi.
excited about that, aren't you? You're sorry
I
you've
am.
been
I
sat
was
on
thinking about whether I'd ever made one, and I think I did in brownies.
Oh,
The sort of thing you learn, isn't it? That
darling.
and peppermint mice. Thanks.
Peppermint mice.
Random,
Throw-
wasn't it?
Yeah.